morning. Hi, how's it going? Got my scrubs on, I got my coffee. I am heading to lab today. Caffeinated-VET's gonna have a busy day this day. Well, you guys are gonna join me as I go throughout my weekend. I am on my trip to Kansas City right after lab, where we are going to my third tournament in my 10 tournaments in 2 years challenge. And the idea of this challenge, I'm going to be setting driving, so you guys aren't going to follow me to it with, because no taking phone with the driving. Darn it, stereo system. Alright, but yeah, so mainly what's going on is you guys are going to be following me as I go through my Kansas City trip for Jiu-jitsu. It's with Grappling Industries. It's going to be a round-robin tournament. It's going to be awesome. I'm also going to hit up a local comedy club. We're going to have a great time as we travel through. I'll give you some traveling health advice, some general advice is what also as a vet student I have to do when I'm taking time away from myself, how to stay on track with studies, general personal rituals, routines, what I have in my morning. I have a starting ritual to everything, and I'm trying to build one for certain other things. My morning routine is very structured out. I have to make sure I fit that routine. So currently, it is 8:07. We are heading off to lab. We're going to start there, have a good time learning some anatomy, and then we're going to come back, I'm going to grab some lunch, load up the truck, and then I'll get everything filled in. So, hope you guys will join us. Everybody, we are now back into the anatomy classroom here at UNL for our PPVM program. This is Brendan Sims. He is my classmate for a fellow veterinary student. We are going to be doing anatomy lab here in about a couple minutes, where I'm just going to generally go over with you guys with Brendan what an anatomy lab is like, what we're going through currently, and what we are currently learning and how that applies to life. How's it going, Michaela? So, with this, we are currently going through the thorax, or what is known as your chest region of your body. Brendan, what are we currently learning about the thorax in anatomy lab?
Mostly just identifying organs, so like the heart, lungs, blood vessels, so kind of that supply, and nervous supply. Yeah, kind of just that general info.
Hey, Michaela.
Hi.
What are the couple organs that are in the thorax that we get to learn about on what species?
Right now we're learning about cows and horses. The main thing is the heart. So there's a lot to go with the heart. So
what's the special thing about cows' hearts that we got to learn?
they have two azygous veins. That's one, and the horse has to be supplied on both sides, where a cow is only supplied on all the way around, like on one side. So it's a little different. You have to learn the differences of each.
So what's fun about being a veterinary student is, while medical students learn about one species, we learn about all kinds of species. So real doctors work on more than one species. Yes, I'm calling you out, all you regular physicians and doctors who only work on one simple species. That's basic. What?
They still work hard though.
It's okay, we'll have
That's
that.
true. Maybe we will. Yeah, we'll see. But then we also have bones. We also have, as Brandon was saying, vessels, nerves of parasympathetic and sympathetic responses that allows your body to have a wider range. Keep going. Wow, I'm going to have to cut out a lot in this video. What do you got to add for right now? Any good health tips on that for animals, for the thorax, heart, lungs, whatever?
Don't get heart disease.
Don't get heart disease. Actually, yeah, number one thing with a cat, having a cat or a dog, heart issues, huge. Dogs have a lot of times can have a heart murmur. So getting your animal checked every so often to have them screened for a heart murmur is important. Particular breeds are more susceptible to heart murmurs than others. So that is good.
Nutrition is also a big factor,
Ooh,
like
yes.
obesity.
Oh yeah. For those that you just heard talking, Brittany, if you would like to introduce yourself and flip the camera around, say hi.
I'm not going to flip the camera, but I'm Brittany. I'm also one of Zach's classmates.
Yeah. So we have a little small class here at UNL. There's only 30 of us, so we know each other by name. We all hang out. Let's see here. So, but yeah, I'm a big fan of nutrition, always having good quality nutrition. For your domestic carnivores, particularly your cats, cats are obligate carnivores. That means they should be only eating very high protein based diets, not based on grains. So that doesn't mean you're giving your animals a cinnamon roll or a cookie. Okay? Okay. Brandon you can give Brandon all the cookies you want though. Brandon will take cookies.
I want a cookie.
Okay, what's the better cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip's terrible.
Okay. Agree, disagree.
Agree, disagree. Brittany, what's your rule on cookies?
I like chocolate chip cookies.
Wow, I'm just on an island here by myself. Michaela, Ella, cookie. Vote on what's the best cookie.
I like snickerdoodles.
Oh, that's a good
Thank
one.
you.
I like double chocolate.
You said double chocolate? Chocolate people, I swear. Yeah, well, so we're about heading into lab. Go work with some carcasses, do some ID work, and we'll go from there. I'll catch you guys later when I'm on the road heading to Kansas City. We'll head there now. See you. Hey guys, so done with anatomy lab. We are heading out of the animal science complex of UNL. Animal science complex of UNL is a big complex, as you can see. This is just the main entrance. I'll walk you guys out by some of the other things around here. We have all types of livestock, animal sciences, veterinary medicine, various agricultural sciences that are dealing with animals that are tied out of this place, reproductive sciences. Also, look at that beautiful sunrise. I am not with it today. Whew. Okay, so what was I saying? Animal Science Complex, yeah? Animal Science Complex is a big place on East Campus here at UNL. We have Kasner, College of Agricultural Sciences here, and Natural Resources. But with the Animal Science Complex, this is where we come for our anatomy classes as vet students. So anatomy lab, and the importance of anatomy is you have to learn where things are. If I'm going to be doing surgery, I need to know where I'm going into, where a lung is, where a heart is, where her intestines are, where the stomach sits, how it moves, how the diaphragm works. I have to understand how all these things orient themselves together so I can properly make incisions, do surgery without doing damage that I don't want to do. So this is part of the backside of the complex. As you can see here, we have a couple actual horse pastures, a little bit there. Right around this area is actually the outside of our interior horse arena. We have a big horse judging team as well as a rodeo team and club that part of UNL. So they put on quite the show come spring. That'll be kind of awesome to go see. I'm going to be hopping in the truck. We'll be getting going and getting things packed on AC. What you guys just saw me do was walk through some things with Michaela, Brandon, and running our camera at that time was also Brittany. Brittany's a good friend of mine, another vet student for us. We are actually a team for going through our lab group and understanding stuff, IDing things in lab. Me trying, well, to be honest, it's them trying to keep me from kind of tearing through things. I'm a little cut happy, to be honest. I like to try to see things that I probably shouldn't see already. Oh, that's life. So, getting the truck fired up, heading out, heading back to the house. We'll get packed up and we'll get on the road. I have 24 hours to make weight, and I have a solid 3-hour drive ahead of me, so it's gonna be a fun time. Now, let's get back to this. Hey guys, so we're now going to be getting myself ready. So now we are at my house, and I am about to leave for KC. What I'm doing here is I'm just going to go with you guys through what I got going on for my packing situation. So first things first, you have your basic travel bag, all your clothes, shampoo, conditioner, all my shaving stuff, my beard oil, hair lotion, everything contained here, toothbrush. Of course, I got my Jiu-jitsu sports bag on traveling. You need your blanket and a pillow. I have a cooler. We'll be filling that up with ice, getting that loaded up with some food when we hit the grocery store. Of course, here, very important, everyone needs to have an emergency to-go bag and setup. So I have emergency med kit, and then I have my travel to-go bag. This go bag always has a change of clothes in it. Always has my emergency light, a computer, compass. Looking in here, I also have my emergency stethoscope, some hand warmers, a parka, general other stuff in there. Get that zipped up there. It's important to have an emergency to-go bag, because an emergency to-go bag, always if you need it to go. Like if anytime I'm at school, I'm at home, if I'm honest, and I just need to get the heck out of Dodge, I have something with me, I'm prepared, I can leave, I have an extra pocket knife and tools in here. It's literally my emergency. I grab that bag and I'm gone. Or I can go grab it if someone gets hurt. I know I have my med kit, I got my med kit right there with it, grab it, good to go. Everything's set up. Now, everyone else has a little bit of extra things. Another thing I like to keep in here, I personally have, is a tourniquet. Where is that tourniquet? Oh my lord. So, key thing a lot of people don't necessarily know about, I do everyday carry for our concealed carry. This is more important. I have like a couple of these, so tourniquets are necessary. I like the CAT tourniquet. These are the ones they sell at 88 Tactical, the gun club I go to. These are very good tools. It's a nice solid strap and a cranking bar. It's a easy, quick, simple setup. I can always carry it on my person. I can slip it into my pocket. I can flip it in my med kit. I can flip it in my bag. Always keep it on my person. Doesn't have a problem. It's not metal. It doesn't have a problem with metal detectors. It's a simple med kit that can easily help me, and I can always stop bleeding if I get in a car wreck, if I have something happen. I'm out in the woods. Very nice, need to go thing. What else? We have my coffee set up. Always have a travel to go set up. Coffee, filters, and a mug. I have my quick on the road snacks of some steak bites. And of course, some extra steaks for later. We'll get further on that when we get to the actual store and we're filling up on further snacks and food. So I'll keep things moving. I'll keep you guys updated as we go down the road. So we were on the road. I stopped at a Shell gas station filling up. I just got some 5 pounds of ice, filling up the chest. Gotta stomp it there. Get that ice broken up a little bit. So what we are getting everything going, and I'm getting on the road. Brittany mentioned how things good for heart health is diet. As a veterinary student, I learned about nutrition in my last nutrition class, and one thing what we learned is there's not as much information on veterinary diets as there is on human diets. It's more of a newer thing that's coming along. Karina currently has a leading standing study on heart health for dogs, and a couple other companies have various research diets, and they'll have their labs. And big thing right now is homemade diets. My mom actually just asked me recently, hey Zach, can we put the dogs on a homemade diet? And I'm like, honestly, I like what you're thinking, Mom. I like being able to control and dictate the type of nutrition they get, so I make sure they get everything they need. Here's the issue. Even as a veterinary student, I'm only given one nutrition class. Regular doctors only given one nutrition class. Doctors and clinicians are not trained heavily on nutrition. It's just not a part of what's taught. We have so much anatomy, physiology, parasitology, immunology, histology, all these other sciences to cover. It's not as well covered, and our orientation is more on fixing disease rather than preventing disease at times. So when we're looking at diet to prevent heart disease or even help live with heart disease, one must do very thorough research, because there is not as much research as there is in other things where you can find it so easily. So one thing I want to challenge everybody, and honestly, if you got some good research and you think, well, just throw it in the comments. I'd love to see everybody's input. Or if you have a diet you guys prefer, both human or just animal diets that you guys like, throw them in the comments. Honestly, I'll work with you. I'll talk with you. I love a good conversation. But the main thing I want to challenge people to do is do some research. Look at what's on your bag, look at the ingredients, and just type it in. Effects of blank on canines, or effects of soybean health on cats. And don't do it just into Google. Go on, don't do it in WebMD. We know WebMD's BS. Do it into PubMed. Do it into Google Scholar. Oh, gas station's on. Whew. Ooh, that's nice. That's affordable. Better than what it was. A little bit extra and extra. Get it just about done. Right at 73 mark. Okay. Big truck, big tank. Fills up, takes a lot. Anyways, you have to do a lot of research. And when you're doing veterinary diets, an important thing to think about is if you're going to do an at-home diet, my biggest recommendation, what has been recommended to me in the past, and what I've always thought was the best, is get expertise help. Now, a lot of times expertise help is questionable at times, and I can get why people don't necessarily easily trust, hey, just trust this person because they're certified. I'm like, very much check it out for yourself. Do your research, double check things. I'm all for that. My one thing I like to add though is, if you were to go to if I was to do my own dog's health, my mom asked me, hey, can we put them on a home day diet? I want to cook them something. Okay. Mom, let's get you in talking to a dietary canine nutritionist. They know exactly what the dogs would need based on proportions, what they're very well trained specifically in nutrition to say, hey, these are the different proportions of various ingredients you need to meet basic nutrition needs. I need a certain amount of protein. I need a certain type of protein. Cats particularly, they need carnitine. There's taurine, there's alanine, all these essential amino acids they need that can't just be provided out of general diets that you are usually seeing. They need very simple, specific ingredients that will actually supply these good nutrition. And here's the thing. The types of nutrition you're getting, can these ingredients be absorbed in the body and then utilized? There's digestibility, as we know from a previous video we talked about, and then there's bioavailability. Bioavailability is the ability for the body to break down and utilize certain ingredients. So when we look at certain ingredients, we look at certain things and how well the body actually reacts to them, processes them, absorbs them. Can we break them down in the gut, and can we break them down in the body, in the cells themselves? So I challenge everybody, hey, throw in the type of diet your animals are on, throw in the type of diet you're on. Like, I'm on more of an animal-based diet. If you follow me, you already know. I'm at Zach has 0 on Instagram, at Zach has 454 or F3 Cannon, and X, which is formerly Twitter. You can find me on Facebook, Zach has or Zachary has. There, if you follow me, you know I'm on an animal-based diet. that's 80% of how I eat or more is animal-based whole foods. I also eat a lot of fruits because fruits are what a lot of other animals eat. They can get that nutrition from there, and then they can process it, and while I'm not overloading myself on carbs, starches that are harder for my body to digest and for my body to absorb. So I'm about to, actually, speaking of good food, I'm going to go to Just Good Meats over here on 84th and L here in Omaha. I'm going to snag some food, basically snag some elk meat, maybe some jerky, good road snacks to have on the road, along with my steak, and then we're on the road to Kansas City. So hopefully it's going to be a good tournament. I hope you guys find good research, and we'll keep you updated as we go. Ready to go. I'm weighed myself in here at the Airbnb. See a little bit around the place. This is a nice BOGO bungalow. Just a simple kind of step down place. Got my laptop there. Doing some stuff in the morning. So I weighed myself in, got myself down in weight. It's ready to go here, so I should be good to go. I weighed in below weight, even with all my clothes and jeans on, so just in my spats and my rash guard, I should weigh in just fine. As for, I was having my coffee this morning, and I had set the timer as like, brew, delay, 5 o'clock. Well, I have a thing for myself. It's no coffee drinking, no caffeine, 6:30 in the morning. Till that time hits, no caffeine, no coffee. So it's because I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So right when I woke up, coffee was already done. I came out. I got the mug set up, got it set to go, got some ice in it, let it cool down a little bit so I'm not burning my tongue. Did my work on my computer, got my stuff going, had my cold shower, of course, and did my morning routine. Finally, it came 6:30. Now I have coffee running through. You know, it's KC, gotta represent. So they say everything in moderation. I really don't like that phrase. That's kind of to me, it's a dumb phrase. Because you don't do poison in moderation. You just don't do poison at all. You don't do snake bites in moderation. You don't do car crashes in moderation. You just don't do those things if you can help it. Like, you don't. So, when dealing with something like caffeine that can have some benefits, and generally you can live without, be honest, but coffee's not that bad for you. You can get through some coffee. It has some antioxidants. What I say is limit it. Have a very narrow, disciplined window in which you have your drinks. So I have my coffee from 6:30 in the morning to 12 o'clock right at noon. No other time in going. Once it hits noon, I'm done. I don't care if I still have a good half a mug left. I will dump it out and I will go grab water. Or grab milk, because I think milk's good for source of calcium. It's good for you. I drink more raw or whole milk. I don't really do more processed milk. I try not to. It actually messes up my system. But with coffee and all this other stuff, like they say, drink in moderation, even for alcohol. Like, I don't even drink. I haven't drank since Thanksgiving. Yeah, I haven't drank since Thanksgiving. Once I finished a can on Thanksgiving, I just said I was done. But when you're going through these things in moderation, it's important to be disciplined and note that when you're making decisions for yourself and you're trying over and over again to stay disciplined, you have to have a set schedule and boundary for yourself. Boundaries are important. Like, I have a set routine when I wake up. I do my cold shower. I do a set routine I work through when I'm working through my process of my beard oil, my comb, my brushing my teeth, my getting my hair set up, getting my clothes on. Heck, I'm about to go do my jiu-jitsu tournament. I have a routine I do by putting on my gi, and like step process that gets my mind right. It's like, I'm about to step into something where I am going to go fight mode. Like, you have to have a process, and it gets your mindset between where you're going in life. So what prepares me through a day is having set routines and set boundaries. Boundaries are things you set on yourself, not others. Good thing to note. Boys and girls set boundaries on others. Men and women set boundaries on themselves. It's a thing about maturity, is you have personal boundaries. If a boundary is broken, that's on something you do, not with something someone else does. It doesn't affect other people's behavior, it affects yours. So, if I set a boundary, personally with my coffee, that means I do not drink outside of that boundary. If I set a boundary, say in a relationship, my actions change if a boundary is crossed, not anyone else's. I have a relationship with a couple of great friends. I have 3 or 4 small, good, very best friends. My boundary with them is I want 100% honesty. I don't care if you don't tell me everything. You do have to keep from lying to me. I don't want a blatant, stupid little white lie. I want honesty, complete honesty, or just don't tell me about it. It's cool. I don't need to hear about everything. I don't have the mental capacity to hear about everything, but don't lie to me. So, I have found out in the past when I've had friends that were very good friends that they came to me and I ended up finding out you lied to me. And it's like, they will go to me and they'll come to say that's just a little thing. It's like, no. I set my boundary. You knew what that was. I have my non-negotiables, my core values, one of which is complete honesty, or at least don't lie. They cross it, and I'm like, okay, now I'm changing our relationship. Because you did live life how you choose to live life, that's fine. But how I live life, how I'm choosing to live life, is a certain way. And to keep living that certain way, my choices have to mean my actions have to follow. So, I changed the relationship. And now, I still see some of them people, they're still good people, and I still hang out with them. We're just not as close. That's how it is. My friends that we've kept to that boundary, and we've held that boundary, and I have the same. I hold myself to that same standard. It's like, I don't have to tell them everything, but I darn well have. Well, if I'm going to tell them something, it's going to be the truth. Outright, out forward. So it's important to have core values and boundaries on yourself. These are things that you dictate your life by. You can't process everything. So it's important to process life in good, controlled, measured spaces that allows you to live and do many things within that space. So there's your little coffee tip for the morning. About to go to Akon weigh-ins, and then we'll go grab some breakfast at a local eat. See you there. Local eats, made weigh-in, so time to get some grub. First place, Waldo's Cafe. Let's try it out. And Waldo's Cafe does something cool. They do a complimentary cinnamon roll with everything. You gotta hold off on that though. Not necessarily great before a tournament. So we're gonna be heading back to the tournament. I don't start until a couple hours later. We'll have to keep track of it. Tournaments usually start moving fast when people get submissions, get things going. and people tap out. Well, went 3-1. Tournament's over for me. You either win or you learn. Definitely learning. That's the idea of Kaizen. You're always keep continuously learning. That's why I like when I hear Jiu-jitsu is life. My professor Fabio Santos always likes to say Jiu-jitsu is life, because in life and in Jiu-jitsu, you're always going to be in a spot where you're finding a solution and you're finding options and you're working your way through a problem, and that's what it is. It's, hey, you didn't win, okay? What'd you do wrong? Find the solution to it. Learn how to get out of that spot, or to make sure you don't even never get into that spot. And again, come back, do another one. I improved as my matches went. It got better. It got better as it went. And my last match, I got a submission. Heck, I haven't even got that submission rolling life before. It was my first time hitting that submission. And that was the submission my professor taught me in class that I've been trying to get forever, and I finally hit it. But I was willing to try it. I saw an opening, I tried it. I did a takedown that I'm not great at, but it's one my rolling buddy in class, Blake. He always likes to do that submission. He tells me, like, Zach, that's a good submission. You push and pull, hit the butterfly sweep. I snagged it. It was a good butterfly guard. It was just, I flipped him, got the takedown. Now I have to improve. Thank you to all my professors, Mark Fountain, Ephraim. Especially good thank you to the guy who started me out and got me on my journey, Scott Thompson. To all my rolling partners, Blake, Ryan, Corey, Austin, Lucas, Mike, Jim, everyone else. Big thank you. You guys are always helpful when I get on my journey. I really hope to see you guys. I'll actually be seeing some of you tomorrow on Sunday when I get back to Omaha. Now we're prepping for May. If you ain't winning, you're learning. So on to the next tournament. Let's go see a comedy show. Time to have some fun and enjoy KC. Well, on to the next one. That's good.
If you're looking for truth, I prove you'll find it there. You got yourself something, is that right? I know it gives.
They just said, okay, we apologize about that. The man who owns the space in which the Barrel of the Bottoms runs Barrel of the Bottoms, got beer, got some seltzers or some like Mai Tai fruity drinks, drives back just so he can give the people some of the drinks that they said that it has. So he came back and made sure he delivered on what he kept his word. When he understood that there was a mess up, it was on him, so he fixed it. And not just that, but even without that, they had pre-set up. This is like talking about adding value. As a business owner, you have to add value. As a person, you should be adding value to people's lives. Kind of like what I'm trying to do here. Though it's going well, I'm not sure. the man with his team had set up with another comedy show down the street that's set on 9th and N Street, I think. Or State Street, 9th and State Street in the West Bottoms. They had set up a thing where the comedians and the guests of Barrel of the Bottoms could get in for free to their show after already attending Barrel of the Bottoms. I'm like, that's insane. I get 2 comedy shows in this, and what's really crazy is the Emerald, the 9th and State Street one. They did this weird comedy show where it was, you had music playing and they would spin a wheel, select a genre based on whatever it hits on the wheel, and the comic has to do their jokes to the genre of the music. They had polka, they had Seinfeld for some reason, metal, heck yeah, 80s ballad, then they had 70s pop, they had reggae, they had polka. Polka one was weird. But it was all about them adding value. Oh, if you all don't know what I'm doing right now, I'm building treats for the road. This is morning steak. Lean grass-fed beef. I get my beef from a buddy of mine, Austin Kennedy, who I live with. He is a rancher. Support your local ranchers. Also, make sure you know where your beef's coming from. I talk about this a lot on the channel and about my accounts. How to get your steak from. So back to the comedy show. Comedy show was great. We had various kinds of acts. We had prop actors. We had story actors. We had regular, straight up comics, shock comics. It was a good show. It was a small show. It was fun. They interacted with the audience. They had great jokes. And what was great is like how they started the show off. They had a simple set of rules. And this is what I loved. First rule is like don't yell anything out. And I like how he described it too, because the guy who's reading it was also a comic. He's been doing it for about 8 years. He basically said, we were all a bunch of people with ADD and ADHD. You just yell at us something randomly in the show, it's gonna throw us off so much. And I'm like, I know what you're talking about. That's the story of my life. So keep going with the comment. He's introducing the show with the rules. Gets to the second rule. Second rule is, honestly, have fun. Don't, if you disagree with something, that's okay. Great to disagree. It's what we can do in this country. It's kind of what comedy's for. Some not so great opinions to be shared in a funny way. That way people don't hate each other. And they asked is like, you don't yell at them, they don't do anything about it. You just shut up about it and just and leave if you need to. Like, it's fine. They're not gonna complain, they're not gonna get mad at you. They just want, it's like, hey, we don't want the show being ruined. And for us to work this hard, set up all this just for someone's feelings, just someone to claim their feelings got hurt. And then them to make a statement, and then everybody else's night is ruined. So that was great. They did a fantastic job delivering on value. I'm talking about constantly taking care of guests, constantly keeping the vibe going. Had some great comedy themselves. So they delivered on what they said, and then they went beyond that. They added a second show on top of it. It's like, yeah, join us. We're going down to another summer show. We like to share this with our people. And they did it with us. So that was awesome. I'm about to take a bite of this steak, get my stuff packed up. We're going to be heading to Kate's Kitchen. We're going to be heading on the road. Look at that view. Got Kauffman Stadium, Arrowhead Stadium right there. We're driving home, but damn, Kansas City. It's been real. Honestly, I love you, Kansas City. You're home of my Royals. Woo! Alright, let's get some food. Let's go home. Alright, this will be one of my last entries before you guys see me back in Omaha, Lincoln, and Nebraska. We are going to Kate's Kitchen, breakfast and lunch. This will be an awesome time. You guys through? Now trust me, I know I'm terrible at the camera angles. Just keep up with me. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so we're gonna see how many people are out here with their KC gear getting stuff done. Let's get some breakfast. French toast burger? Red velvet pancakes? We don't do red velvet. I'm not a red velvet person. I don't do chocolate. But might be some people's cup of tea. Whew! 3 pancakes, set of scrambled eggs, and some bacon. That was some good food. Well, now it's on the road, back to Omaha, back to home. We're gonna hit a training session with Mark Fountain today, and then we'll be back to Lincoln and on the grind for veterinary school. What was nice is I set myself up so all my assignments and everything else was done ahead of time, but I still have an exam coming up on Tuesday, so we gotta make sure we gotta study and we gotta be prepped for tomorrow's classes and notes. So we'll catch you guys later back when we're in Omaha. Maybe I might get some footage of us doing jiu-jitsu in Mark's class. Maybe not. We'll see. All right. Well, just pulled back into my house, and I am loading back up to get everything inside. My hair's a little messed up from jiu-jitsu training with Mark Fountain and all the guys and gals. Oh, a little sore. It's a good day. Didn't get any footage of us rolling, but that's all right. Sometimes you got to put the phone away and just do life without screens. Honestly, that's a good thing. We started this video off with talking about heart health. The best thing is with heart health, lowering stress. Best way to lower stress. That's easy. Get off your damn screens. Like, it is. Like, I know you're watching my video and I'm grateful and I'm trying to add value to you guys, but take time to do things. It's why it's part of the reason why I do jiu-jitsu, to have a life away from a screen. It's a great way to go out life, do things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go finish life outside of things after I can figure out this key. Oh. Double locks always gets me. There it is. Okay. And there goes my stuff. Well, 2 bags in, 3 bags in, and come back out because this cup. Any dents? No dents. KC mug. Gift from my mom. Good thing. Yeah, so lowering your stress, biggest way to do that is not be on screens that much. Limit your screen time. Set your password. Let your actually better yet, let your friends set your password so you can't log into it. Get off social media that much. Like, I'm not saying if you want to do it, you want to add value to other people's lives, you want to create content, great. Great content added to people's lives. Do good things. Make good things. But otherwise, get out. Get in the sun. Go touch grass. Go pick up a new skill. Learn jiu-jitsu. Learn various martial art. Hell, go learn the performing arts. Learn to talk. Learn to speak. Do improv. Do all these various awesome things you could do that could get you better in life. Bro, that's everything from now from this weekend. I'll catch you guys later next week. Caffeinated-VET signing out. See you next time.